Oh, mountain, 95.5 KLOS, good morning. Happy holidays. It's an early Monday morning, December the 26th, 1988. My name is Frank Sontag. It's time for the Impact program on KLOS. Impact is the in-studio guest format where we talk a wide variety of topics, world and political affairs. Sometimes we talk about personal issues. Well, this being the end of the year, as far as I'm concerned, this is going to be the best show I've done all year long. I'm really excited to have two very special friends in studio with me. And we're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about what's really going on out there, contrary to what the newspapers may tell you, contrary to what the President of the United States may tell you about the homeless issue. The man still doesn't believe that they're out there, not because of choice necessarily. We're talking like life. We're talking economy in the 80s. And I have a man representing an organization recently formed called the Frontline Foundation, Ray Castellani, and a good friend of ours, Tex, is in studio as well. And I want to wish both you guys a good morning and thanks for being here.
Good morning to you, Frank. Glad to be here.
Thanks for coming down at a little after midnight here, not exactly prime time. We're going to start at the beginning. Either one of you can jump in any time with any thoughts or feelings you have. And what I'd like to do at the beginning is have Ray tell us a little bit about what the Frontline Foundation is and how it was formed and the whole story behind it, because it is an incredible story.
Well, just briefly, because I can't go into all the details, the ramifications, but it was something inside of me. I was a lost human being, so to speak, and I took a little trip about it was over a year ago, and I just kept pounding my dashboard in my truck, and I kept saying to something, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? And that was maybe a little quiet in my truck, but I was kind of yelling at the time. But and I'm cleaning up the language right now. But in essence, I was just lost, and I just didn't know where I was going or what I was doing and what I was doing in life. And anyway, I just want to cut this short. Is that I had this feeling inside of me. It just kept saying, I want you to go downtown LA, downtown on Skid Row. And so when the first thought came in my mind, I said, man, this is crazy. I'm not going down to Skid Row, and I don't know what to do down there anyway, let alone go down there. So I kept driving north. And the more I kept driving north, the more the feeling kept saying, I want you down south. And I said, you're going to have to get somebody else. Now, this is me in the truck by myself. So, anyway, I got up to close to Oregon, and I said, okay, I'll just go down a little bit. I'll just travel down the road a piece and close to Los Angeles. But I'm not going to go down to Skid Row. And, so I kept driving down closer to Los Angeles. I said, no, this is crazy. I'm going to go into some people and say, I got to get down to Skid Row. What am I going to do down there, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, it came to mind that I was supposed to go down there and to serve some food down there. Now, I've never served food in my life, and so I had to rustle up a couple of guys, a pal of mine named Danny and another pal of mine named Fred, and I sort of, I did manipulate him into talking him into nicely to telling them that I got to get downtown and feed some people, and so we made a trip down to 5th and San Pedro on the December 5th of 1987 with 111 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and a pot of coffee, and off the back of my truck. I went into this, prior to that, the week before, I walked into this United Methodist Church of Sherman Oaks and asked this woman, Becky, I felt like an idiot there. I said, I've got to feed some people downtown, and she handed me the key to the kitchen, and the pastor and her let me use the kitchen, and anyway, we made this venture downtown on the 5th of December with these sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and it was one of the most fantastic things I've ever experienced, because the feeling that came over me that day. I mean, I still feel. It was a conglomerate of so many things inside of me rushing out, saying, "Wow!" It was something that I just. It came all over me, a feeling of something I've never been able to express or talk about, only briefly. But the actual giving of something was so powerful, and that was the beginning. That was this week. This week coming up, will have served over 40,000 sandwiches on that corner of 5th and San Pedro. And it has, and I'll just say this, and then I'll be quiet, but it was not the sandwiches that I was, that's not what I was inspired to do. That was the vehicle for me to do what it was I was to do, which was to give love and to care for a group of people that are really, they're people shun away from them. They're afraid, and I was to give love and to give understanding a little bit what I had, and a little conversation. And as a result of that, these people, these beautiful people, at 5th and San Pedro, Crocker, and 5th Town, and 5th, they have a tremendous amount of love for what we're doing. And we, the group of us, have a tremendous amount of love for them. We have incorporated, as called Frontline Foundation, that this is the front line. This is the front line. These people are hungry. Now, I'm just to feed them. I'm just to give food to them. I'm not going to save them or anything like that. It's just the hungry people, and that's all I'm to do. And that's all I can do. Somebody else is going to have to pick up and carry the ball after me, but they must be alive in order to go on from there. And so that's what and every single step of this whole thing has been. It's not me. It's not done by me. It's done by something a little bit bigger than me. But it's instrumented for me. All I'm doing is just walking the path, and it's working out, and that's basically what it is, Frank.
A little later in the show, I want to talk a little bit more about Frontline Foundation and just the story behind where you get the food and maybe a little more about yourself. But talking about beautiful people, I want to let this guy in over here to your right and tell us a little bit about Tex and how you met Ray, and just, you guys. I ran into you Thanksgiving morning down in Skid Row, and I just saw both of you, and I knew I couldn't put into words what I saw in you two men. I could just see. The truth is, I just saw love permeating from both of you, and you guys have been through it. Contrary to the governments, what they talk about, the homeless and the hungry, they're so out of touch. I don't really think they realize what's going on. But you two, just in your faces, to me, you guys had life stories and your own perceptions of what happened to your lives and what's going on for you right now. Tex, why don't you tell us just a little bit about what's going on for you and how you met Ray and how you fit into this whole scheme of things.
Okay, Frank, what's going on with me? I'm trying to get sober. And Ray, he have been where I am now. And I think that's one reason that he and I have this relationship, because he understands just what I'm going through, because he's been through it. But I met Ray about January of '88. He was just starting to going his second month then, right?
Yeah.
And it's so different being downtown. And if you really don't know what's happening, you get used. And when I met Ray, he was having a problem. He had about maybe 300, 400 sandwiches with 1,000 people there.
That is a problem, man.
Big one. Big one.
Everybody, he wants to get served. And he's having all this problem, and I think I walked up and I was about half drunk. And I saw Ray having this problem. I asked him, I said, man, look like you having a problem out here. He said, yeah. And that's where our relationship started from. And since then, Ray and I have established such a relationship with one another until it's unbelievable. You just can't describe in words the feeling me and this man has for one another, and in respect. And by me having respect, like, there's a lot of people downtown who respect this man. They respect what he's doing. They respect him as being a man and not someone just trying to give him a sham, but just giving him what he can, and that goes a long way.
Thanksgiving morning, I've told the story on the air a couple times. I decided, as I said, to put my money where my mouth is. I talk a lot about giving on the program and loving fellow human being and just how we need each other. And so many people are so disconnected to what's going on. And there's a lot of people in pain out there, and a lot of people need help. So I decided to go downtown to Skid Row, and I was at one of the missions for a couple hours, and just wasn't a whole lot of healing going on there. People didn't look like they wanted to be there, and people were kind of bummed out. And I said, let's leave. So I walked out, and I told my buddy, I said, let's walk down. Let's walk down to the streets to see what's really going on. And being in the media as I am, I was still shocked at just how many people are down there. I mean, there are a lot of people down in the streets down there that are down and out right now this time of their lives. And I was overwhelmed at first, and I was with a good friend, and we were walking around and met B-Back, who's one of the guys down there, and talked to him for a while, and he pointed out Ray and you, and we had a talk, and the next thing you know, I'm down on 5th and San Pedro helping out too on Saturday mornings. And I got to tell you, just to who's ever listening out there, it's the most incredible experience I've ever been through. And I've been through a lot of stuff. I had a near-death experience 4.5 years ago, and I've had a lot of special things happen in my life, but I feel really fortunate to be any kind of help I can toward you guys. And that's why I'm really honored that you came down tonight, because I know you guys don't do this exactly every week, You don't have pending shows waiting on down the line, but I feel real special to have you both in here. And a little later on, we're going to open the phones and get some phone calls and talk more about what's going on. Ray, you mentioned that you had 111 sandwiches the first day you went down there.
Right.
And last Saturday, how many people did you feed?
Last Saturday, I would say, I have to add it up, but about 954 people, 954 sandwiches were made.
So over a period of a little over a year, how did you, Tex was talking about when he met you, you needed some help. How did you?
See, everything was a learning process. I mean, I didn't take a book and say, well, now this is the way I'm going to do it. It was important to me to learn from the people of the streets how to conduct myself. I went down there at nights. I would meet Tex at night. I would meet him during the day. I would meet him on different times by myself. We would walk the streets. We would talk. We would do a lot, mainly to let the people see me and to let them know that I'm here, not as an enemy or not, but to let them know that I'm not afraid. I'm here, and I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and that was it. Tex did at the time that we met. It was a beautiful moment. It was a moment. A lot of times in life, moments come, but the moment was this. There was a volatileness in the air. There was a great tension because we just had this a little amount of sandwiches with a tremendous amount of people. And when he came over, he looked at me and he said, "Man, you need help." And as he was handing out I let him take over that moment because it was important that he knew that I was, so it worked that moment. But he looked down at me, and I looked up at him, and he said, "My name is Tex," and I said, "My name is Ray," and that was it. And I knew right then we we had a deal going. We did finish off the people. We only had one knife drawn and a few sandwiches twisted around. You want the truth? That's the way it was. But it was that volatile. It was that. That's the way it is. But this is what I want to say is that this Saturday, these Saturdays, these Tuesdays that I go down, these nights that I go down at nighttime, this is their time. It's not my time. It's their time. It belongs to the people of the streets, and that's what it's. See, it's not there's no separation. When the separation is there, then there's trouble. We're all together. The people are with us, we're with them, and it's all together. They act, I act, everybody does their thing. But when there's no segregation. I mean, black is white is black, Chinese is Chinese, and so on down the line. I mean, when somebody calls me a white boy, I don't like it too much. I get kind of nervous, because I just don't like it. But this is the way I feel. I love the people, and that's what it's about. They're hungry. If feeding hungry people doesn't do it, then what's going to do it? Going to the movies and I'm not going to mention Beverly Hills, but going to movies in Beverly Hills, fine. Going to movies in Encino, what's the difference? But feeding hungry people. We have hungry people in our city, at Los Angeles. Come down with me on Saturday, and Frank, So hunger is hunger, and that's what stirs it up inside. God, to be of use, to be of value, and people I know, people say, well, they could get it. No, it's not they can't get a job, man. It's not that simple. Skid Row is a few blocks square, but it's a long walk out of there. Let me tell you, it's a long walk out of there to go up to Spring or beyond that street or Flower up there. It's a long walk, and those Skid Row blocks are incarcerated in the souls and the heads of the human being. They're humans. They're human beings. And I respect that. I respect every human being there in that area. I don't care what. They can do anything they want to me. They really can. Because I'll just keep coming back. And that's how strong I feel about what I'm doing. Just that way. Tex has taught me. The people of the streets have taught me. I hope I have taught them a little bit too, a little bit of whatever it is I got, which, I'm not, I got something, but, whatever it is they can have, just, I don't want to get to talking too much about this stuff. I get a little passionate here.
That's all right. We don't care anyway. Where do you get all the food, Ray? You got a big gig in the city and make lots of money,
No.
And wear the suit in the daytime and go down to Skid Row by night. Where do you get the food?
No, the food it's all been word of mouth. Some days, some weeks I've gone into with $30, $35, $40, going in to feed 1,000. Well, now it's up to about a little over 1,000 people a week that are served, and because we do almost 200, right on Texas?
Yeah, on Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
Yeah, then Wednesday night.
Yeah, Wednesday night, about between 80 and 90. And we weave in and out of the streets on Wednesday night with Tex. But the food is all given by the little people. And now since the incorporation of the thing, of course, I'm able to go to more, Campbell's soups. But it belongs to the people. It's the little people that have done it. And I, as much as the schools, this church has been, this Becky has been very instrumental in getting cans of tuna fish, styrofoam cups, little things like that. But to keep the flow coming in, the flow is there. I trust so much that the food will be there that I don't worry, because this is not my job, see. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing. If the food is not there, then I'm not supposed to feed the people. It's just that simple. If the food is there, I'll continue to feed the people. But it can't be a strain. But But I do see now, I see now that there's the need is so great. And as long as the need is there until the problem is solved, I hope I'm out of business someday. I hope that they don't need me anymore downtown. I hope maybe it's next week. It doesn't make any. I believe this that hunger could be wiped out in that area alone, in the Skid Row area. That hunger could be wiped out. I believe that. And that's what I believe. I'm not. I don't want to cast any aspersions on anybody or anything. That's my belief, and I believe that it can be done without billions of dollars. I don't need billions of dollars. I just need enough food to feed them on Tuesday. That's what I need, and that's what I'm going by. It's nice to relax and have a little bit more coming in and a little bit more to give. What comes in, I give out, and because that's what has to be done. And the people that work for me, the woman who's not on the air here today, Anita here sitting next to me, is a woman by the name of Noreen, who is a fantastic worker that you've met, Frank and Tex. She's a pistol down there, but she's got the respect of the people, and she's a small woman, but she stands out there, and man, and it's working, the respect, the love, the combination, so this is what is being done. It's an action deal. It's what's being done. Most people say, well, I like to do this, or I like to do that, or maybe I'll do this, and maybe I can help this. This is doing it. We're doing it. We are doing it. And it belongs to the people. It belongs to Tex and the people, the owls, the jays, the rabbits. It belongs to them, the Annies. They're all the people that are there that say, hey, thanks. And they take care of us. We take care of them. We're together.
So what you're saying is pretty profound if you really let it sink in. We've got estimates anywhere, conflicting stories, but reliable sources, somewhere close to 3 million people in the United States walking the streets going hungry. And there's worldwide, across this entire beautiful place called Earth, 40,000 kids every day die of hunger. And what you're telling me right now, that just from donations and word of mouth, you're going down Tuesdays and Saturdays and Wednesday nights and feeding who's ever there. It's pretty profound. What you're telling me is maybe you have a formula to wipe out this thing called hunger.
I have to work in this area. See, I can't work in an area. For me, it's just the way it is. I cannot work in an area outside of this area. Mm. This is my area. Skid Row's, the degenerate minds of so many people, the helpless and the hopeless. The other hunger that is in the areas of, that's not my department. But the last go rounds, those are the ones I say I can wipe out hunger. That nobody has to bop anybody over a head for a hamburger. And that's what I'm saying.
What I'm getting to is a word I talk about a lot on the program that it's pretty hard to believe that we're, a week away from 1989, 11 years from the year 2000, and I talk about this word that, people say I'm nuts, but I talk about this word called love. Like, love can do it all. Love can heal everything, and it seems to me that you got the missing ingredient. People are it's no mystery to me because, I talk about in the program, I'm not that far away from being on the streets. And I think people that are real honest with themselves in this day and age, with the way the economy is, they're not far away from being on the streets. I don't know what planet some people are living on, but rent isn't exactly dirt cheap anymore around here. And the economy is in some shaky times. So the ingredient that I saw that was missing was, and why I went down there, is because I really believe we're all the same. There ain't nobody different around here. We all walk, talk, breathe, eat, sleep. We're all in this thing together, and people got to start listening to their hearts. People got to start doing what is from the chest. And so many people are just so cut off from their heart. They go to, like you talked about, Beverly Hills, and I don't want to give Beverly Hills a hard time.
No, I don't want to get in any trouble.
But people have this preconceived notion, and our president's one of them, that the homeless people are somebody different than us. You know, that they want to be there for a reason. What do you, Tex, when you hear stuff like that, what do you think? I mean, this is the President of the United States.
Yeah, since you said that, I was just reading in the Times a couple of days ago where the President was saying, you know, hey, there really don't have to be any homeless people out there. You know, people do it because they want to, you know. And he might be right, you know. Like, for instance, in my case, I can't say that I'm homeless because somebody put me there. You know, I put myself there. And I think that's the thing with most of the people down there, you know. You get so smart till you outsmart yourself. When you do that, that's where you end up. And with Ray, he kind of like gives you a positive thought, you know. It's like he comes down and he do these things, you know, out of the kindness of his heart, you know, and he don't ask for anything in return for doing it. Just come down on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays and feed these people and just get the stuff right off his truck and go at it. Whereas most of the people come down here, you know, they want to give you a song and a dance.
They want something from you.
Yeah, you know, they just want you to listen to them tell you about God. Or they wants to tell you, you know, what you don't have to do and what you can do. But, you know, like that gets kind of old. But with Ray, you know, hey, he comes down and just do it. He don't ask you to listen to a prayer. You know, he don't tell you drop a nickel or dime in the bucket so next week we can feed maybe 100 more people. You know, what he do? He do it. And I can say this man have gained so much respect in the past 11 months that I've known him. He's coming down there. And anybody that I've seen come down there, there's a lot of people come down here every day, and I try to do what he do, but you know they don't do it with the love and with the kindness and respect of the next human being.
Tex, how long you been down there?
Coming up on 2 years.
Yeah, in the past 2 years since you've been down there, do you see any changes?
Yeah, I can say I see some changes, and it's all the changes for the worse. You know, I see a lot more people coming down there. You know, instead of a lot of people leaving. You know, and it's tough, man. You know, it's tough.
How many guys down there are veterans of war, like Vietnam, for instance? Would you say?
A whole lot. A whole lot.
Men that maybe even went to war as boys, fought for our country, and came back, and next thing you know, our government said, sorry, thanks, but no thanks. And next thing you know, they're on the streets.
Right, right. I see it. I see a lot of them. I talk to a lot of them. I know a lot of them. And it's just one of them things, man. You know, they get upset because they feel as though that the government have turned their backs on them. And but you know, they think that you know they can give you a check once a month that probably don't end up mount up to that much, and you're supposed to be happy. But even you know, being down there, and you talking about things is not so cheap. You know what I mean? And when you can see the high cost of living rising on Skid Row, man, you know, you know.
We're all laughing because I mentioned just a little bit of how it has gone up down there. I mean,
well, I can see, for instance, cigarettes. You know, when I came to Skid Row 23 months ago, cigarettes were selling. Generic cigarettes were selling like 85 cents a pack. And now, if you go in a liquor store down there and buy a pack of generic cigarettes, you're going to pay $1.40. So, and but I guess they call the hotel room cheap if the county pays for it. But if you got to pay for it yourself, you're looking at, you know, hey, $35, $40 a night, man. You know, and hey, it's just not that much money circulating down there for a person to be paying. You know, hey, I would look to pay $40 to go live in the Wilshire Howard House in one of the cheap rooms there. But you know, hey, this is supposed to be Skid Row, and man, you know, things are just outrageous. You know? They're outrageous. So, and they wonder why the people stay on the streets. Well, you know, you look at it and you figure if you're gonna pay $35 to $40 a night for a hotel room, and you get a check, say like the people out there that gets GR, you know, you get a check for $300 and you got a room, you're paying $35 to $40 a night, and that's only gonna give you 2 weeks to live in a hotel room, plus not eat. But you know, so you figure that they'll take their money and say, well, you know, hey, I'll just stay on the streets. And when I want something to eat, if I want to buy me a nice pair of pants, a nice pair of shoes, or something, you know, they can take their money for that.
Let me reintroduce both of you to people maybe just tuning in and wondering what's going on here. This, of course, is the Impact program on KLOS. My two in-studio guests are both incredibly powerful human beings, Ray and Tex. They both hang out down at Skid Row from time to time and basically take it to the streets, feed people. Ray started this a little over a year ago, decided out of the back of his truck to feed people, and got together 111 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And now today you find yourself, shall we say, becoming a big business, Ray?
No, not big business.
Frontline Foundation.
No, it's still simple.
Yeah.
The format is simple. The format must remain simple. It must always remain simple. I can't impress upon anybody, the listening, or any. It must remain this simple. Otherwise, it will be swallowed up in the bureaucracy of our country, whatever it is. You know, it must remain simple. It must be given to the people. It cannot get any incorporation. You're not incorporated. I just did that because of the legality, so that money or donation could be used in a legal sense. Because I don't want any money. I'm not even. I am not supposed to. With what's been governing me, I'm not looking for anything. I don't want anything. I know that these people will be fed, and when they're not going to be fed anymore, they're not going to be fed anymore. But that's the way it's laid out to me. I don't have to go around. It's going to come. Whatever's going to be, it's going to be. I believe that. I got to believe it. You can't feed 40,000 people. If I said I'm going to feed 40,000 people and start coordinating area, I can't. I don't even know how to coordinate my day, let alone coordinate 40,000 people. So that's not. All I'm interested in right now is just tomorrow we got some eggs. I'd like to give more. Don't misunderstand me, but I'm doing it, and everybody's happy so far. You know, people don't get food. That's the way it is. I've learned to get myself callous to that fact. And, you know, that's the way it is. But I'm not looking for anything. I'm just telling you the way it is, the way it was laid out to me. You know, the help, yes. I'm not saying, oh, I'm not going to take any help. That's not what I'm saying. Well, what I am saying is that I'm not going around, I don't know the right words, but I'm not going around asking for. I'm just saying this is what I do. If you want to help me, thank you, because I need help. I'm not saying I don't. I need help to help the other people. But if the help doesn't come, it's going to be there tomorrow, because all they got to do is boil some eggs tomorrow and make 200 sandwiches on Tuesday morning. That's what I got to do. And get a little hot chocolate or coffee and go downtown. And that's what I do. That's all I know how to do. All I want to do is make sandwiches and go downtown. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to be president of corporations. I don't want to do any of that stuff. I just want to bring sandwiches down on the back of my truck and serve to these people. I love these people so much. I mean, I do. I'm telling you straight on up. And you know, I'll go tell you a little story. And this is, you know, the people downtown don't have anything. They don't have anything, and all they got is their word, or they're saying, "Hey, thank you, Ray," or what. But they give me so much love and so much care that it's awesome. I mean, it's awesome. And the feeling that I get inside by just that communication, is a feeling that probably people have searched the worlds for. That it's not a feeling of well-being. It's just a feeling of, wow, I'm being used. It's good. I'm doing something, and I'm being used for. And that's what I feel. I'm just saying personally, that's what I feel. But those, the names, the faces, of these people, they're in my head, indelibly grounding my head, because they look at me and I know they just care about me. And if I needed anything, if I needed food from them, or if I needed money from them, if I need anything from them, I have it. All you got to do is ask for it, and they'll give me anything that I ask for. Is that right, Jack?
That's right.
Yeah.
It's one thing I like to say about Ray, man. He can come down there, and I don't know too many people come down there and park their truck and nobody don't mess with it, He'll leave the truck, leave the back up with things in it, and they come back and the truck is right there intact, It's just how much respect this man's got. And the people down there, they look up to him. They love him. Because, he gives love. Don't ask for nothing in return, man. Just give it. And, I don't, like I said, I don't know anybody that can come and leave. I mean, like even me, if I laid a nickel down there at one time, walked away, man, and it wouldn't be there. If I just turned my head. But I'm learning to adjust to that, and I get a lot of respect down there, and I also give a lot of respect to people. And this man here, sitting right here to my left, he's an incredible man. Very incredible.
One of the laws of the universe that I believe in is you get back what you put out there. You ain't going to get any more back than you any less back than what you demand and what you put out. We're human beings. Again, we're all connected, and on some level, I'm not sure what it is, we're all the same. People have taken me to task on it and say, come on, what are you talking about? But we are. And I know it in my soul, in my heart of hearts. We're all the same. And I want to ask each one more question, and then we're going to open the phone lines and pay a bill here or two, and then maybe bring some people on out there listening, see if they have any questions or comments for either one of you. For a lot of years, I compromised. It's like people don't want to know what's going on. People have a natural fear of really, really acknowledging that there's some problems out there. People who work your 40-hour week back and forth, traffic on the freeway. Oh God, don't tell me that I need to go out there and help my fellow human being. I'm having all I can with myself. And Skid Row is not a real easy place. I was scared out of my mind going down there Thanksgiving morning, I got to tell you. But I knew it's something I had to do. I just knew it's something I had to do. And we're not telling everybody out there, go down, check it out. But the people out there that are listening, that know on some level that what I'm saying might be true, what would you suggest that they do? You want them to come down on Saturday morning and check out what's going on? Or what would you say? How could they help if there's people out there that want to get involved or that want to help?
Well, I invite anybody to come down with me on Saturday morning. I think, and also Tuesday. I don't think Wednesday night's good for them to come down.
No.
Wednesday night, but Tuesday or so that's to see. And if they want to participate in any, I want to say this too, that right now that this whole thing could not have been done without the tremendous amount of effort put forth by a tremendous amount of people that are involved in giving and in the kitchen on Saturday morning. These people work arduous, and I have to give again a tremendous amount of credit to the network of people that help, and I have to say about this Noreen. She just
high energy.
Yeah, high energy, and there's a tremendous amount that she does. I have, Fred, who makes all the egg salad, with his hands, with love, and I mean, it's amazing how it's done, because everything is done with this love that you talk about. We brought down peanut butter sandwiches one time that were made kind of a little with a hostility, and the people on the street, believe it or not, didn't want the peanut butter sandwiches. They knew nothing about this. I mean, I just, everything must be done with care and love, and the utmost of the food is prepared with a tremendous amount of love. This has to be. Everything that comes in must be brought in with love and care, because if it's not, the people on the street, you can't con the people on the street. There's no conning them. I mean, if there's not a direct way, and they spot baloney in their eyes, that's a nice word, baloney, they're going to spot it in a split second. They're going to see it. They're going to pick it up. So this network that is working, the multitude of people that are behind it, all contribute with love, so that what goes downtown is this ball of energy of love, you see. And they pick it up in the street. They give back. So there's a few hostile people. There's quite a few, but what's the difference? It's ours. It's for a few brief moments, a couple of hours on a Saturday morning. It's all integrated. We're all together. We're all together. We're doing it together. We either get messed up together, they're drunk, who cares what they are? The one thing they got in common with everybody else in the world, there's one common denominator that these people downtown have, that the people uptown have. They got to eat. Everybody's got to eat. And hunger is hunger. And hunger doesn't know whether you're on Skid Row or in Beverly Hills or Encino or Tarzan. It doesn't make any difference. That's the one common denominator. Everybody's got to eat. And if you don't eat, you get hungry. And that's all I'm doing. But there's a tremendous network of people that can help. I need the help in food. I need tuna fish. I mean, there's a whole thing.
How about clothes?
Well, clothes. You see, I give out clothes, but if you say clothes, and then unless it's a specific, like in the wintertime, it's sweaters. Mainly, it's food is what I need. Mainly, I'll always pick up clothes, but sweaters. I always need sweaters and jackets. Socks or I need. But I can't get in because we get bags of clothes that, a lot of it's not any good. But so I pick out, try, and give the people good clothes. I don't want holy clothes. I want good clothes. And you say, well, Ray, beggars can't be choosy. Yeah, I can be choosy. I can afford to be choosy because I'm choosy with the people. And I don't want holy, dirty socks. It just won't work because I'm not going to. Dignity is what the human being needs. Dignity. And if I go downtown without dignity, then it's all lost. It's all lost. And I say, give dignity, give love, give caring, and that's all I want to do. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not saying, this is the right, but that's what I demand, and that's what and anybody that doesn't want to do it, then I'll give them a jar of peanut butter and a loaf of bread and let them go get in another corner and go do their thing if they want to. That's what I believe this much in it. I don't want to get. I'm going to be nice, but it's true. Let them get a jar of peanut butter and go in another corner if they want to. Anyway, but the help I need in, tuna, light chunk tuna, cocoa. I need cocoa right now because it's cold, and I need soups, which I give out. In the summertime, it's juices, concentrated lemonades. These are some of the things, but right now it's soups and cocoa, and coffee. I just try to put dignity back into the hearts of a few people, all the people. I'm not looking for one. I'm looking for all of them. I'm not one of these one-person dealers. Well, if I save one, I want to save them all. That's the way it is. It's not saving them. That's a bad statement. But I want to deal with all of them. There's nobody I don't want to deal with. Anyway, maybe I said too much.
I don't think so. Tex, you want to say anything before we pay a bill here?
Yeah. Like he was saying, the love that he comes out there with, and mentioned, peoples like Fred, Danny, Noreen, lady sitting over here next to us, Nita. I mean, that, you know, it's this love that he talks about. You know, they show it. They come down, and I think that's taking them, you know, very long ways. That's the love they give. It's the love they're getting back in return.
I tell you, that's one thing that, again, I'm still scared. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing, you know, 6 months from now, if I'm going to stay and help with Ray or what, but I'm still scared down there. But talking about the love Ray gives, man, you just see it on everybody's faces. There's so much love. Whatever the situation, that whether it's the God, goddess, there's all sorts of words for it, but we get this stuff every day, everybody. And we got to start listening more and more, especially in a day and age where babies are being born into a world that, man, this is like, we got our backs against the wall in a lot of ways. These are some real serious times for everybody. It's not just the United States. It's what happened in the Soviet Union with the massive earthquake. You know, hundreds of thousands of people on the streets, homeless. So enough of my rap here. Let's give out some phone numbers and see what Southern California would like to say tonight. If you'd like to call up, the time is now. Jeff McMurray's our program coordinator. The phones are being opened even as we speak. And if you'd like to call, please do so. 213-818 area. The number is 520-KLOS, 520-5567. That's the main line. And if you're in the Orange County area, the number is area code, obviously, 714-977-KLOS, 805-629-KLOS, and in the 619 area down San Diego way. Be nice to hear from somebody down in San Diego right now, 570-1556. We'll be back with more of Impact on KLOS.
What do you do in alcohol and drug-free holiday?
All right, we're back. Some reminders here from KLOS. Every Monday through Friday at about 8 o'clock, Steve Downs begins his program with the best of Led Zeppelin. It's called Get the Let Out, and the only place you'll find it is right here on KLOS. And also, KLOS would like to welcome Joe Satriani to the Wiltern Theater this coming Thursday night. The show is sold out, but we have a whole bunch of tickets to give away. So keep it right here on Southern California's best rock and roll station. We'll give you a whole lot of chances to check out that show. And last but not least, a note from the switchboard here at KLOS. The Abram Friedman Occupational Center offers training in business, health occupations, clerical, automobile servicing, and much, much more. Switchboard is the public affairs department, and they're open a little after 6 in the morning if it sounds like something you're compelled to get involved in. This is Impact on KLOS. We're back. Phone lines are full. I'm glad to see that. We're going to be taking some phone calls in a few moments, and we're going to give Jeff some time to screen the phone calls. And while we were away on the break, I asked both Tex and Ray if there's something I haven't covered, and they both looked at me. And I got the feeling like, I don't know, maybe I'm nuts or something, but I feel like we're all doing this for a higher reason. I mean, I don't think of the questions. They just come to me. And it's just my way of, I guess, doing my little part. You have your purpose. Tex has his purpose. I mean, we all have our own little things to do. And I'd like to see you get a good response. It'd be really nice. And
Frank, we already got a beautiful response right here. I mean, you know, with what you're feeling and Tex, myself, Nita here sitting to my left, it's already done. I mean, it's done. So, I mean, you're beautiful. It's done. There's no more has to be done. Anything more, you know, even just the thought is what's powerful. The thought is what's powerful. The thought of all the people listening, if they just direct one thought and say, hey, man, these guys are trying to make it here. And that's all it is. It's just a thought. It's just, the thought can transmit so much love and care for the fellow man. You know, it's just well, anyway, I don't want to, but it's already done.
Okay. You want to take some phone calls?
Sure.
You guys want to take, you got to put those little things on.
What put this on?
Yep.
I think I'm stuck here.
Yeah. It's probably on your chair.
It is on my chair.
Just back it off. Coming up on 1 o'clock, KLOS Los Angeles. If you're just tuning in, sorry to hear that. As far as I'm concerned, you're missing a heck of a program. And we're all set, and let's see who's on the phone here. Looks like Nicole. Good morning, Nicole. You're on the Impact program on KLOS.
Hi. I caught the last few minutes of the program, but I caught enough to participate. I'd like to participate for this Saturday. I do have a Saturday off, and if I could bring any food down or help in any way, I'd like to do so. I just don't know exactly where to go. I haven't been down to that area. I live in Long Beach.
Okay, you want to give the specifics?
I'm just thinking whether she should meet me at the church or whether she should meet me on Skid Row. She probably should meet me at the church, shouldn't he, Jack?
Right.
Yeah, I think you should meet me at the church, Nicole, and come down with me, rather than meet me down at Skid Row, because it gets a little tricky down there, and especially for your first time. So the church is located, it's the United Methodist Church. They allowed me to use their kitchen, and this is where I make the sandwiches, at Beverly Glen and Dickens. It's in Van Nuys, and it's on the corner. It's a big red church. It's called United Methodist Church of Sherman Oaks. It's right down from Van Nuys Boulevard, and one block down from Van Nuys Boulevard towards Los Angeles. I don't know which is north.
Why don't you give the phone number out also for Frontline Foundation,
okay,
so people can get more info?
Yeah, that's right. The number for the Frontline Foundation is area code 818-345. Got to get this number right. 345 8946. I just want to make sure it's right. So is that piece of...
Yeah, 818-345-8946.
Wonderful. Okay, I'm really excited about it. I don't know exactly how much I'll be able to bring, but
well, you don't have to worry about that. If you want to call me on the frontline phone there tomorrow, or Tuesday, it doesn't make any difference. Well, we'll get somebody back to you. Either Noreen will get back to you, or I'll get back to you. One of the two. But you will be answered too.
good. Okay,
All right.
I'm real excited about it.
It'll be beautiful, and a beautiful experience. And then from there, you go from there. You can say what you'd like to participate into. You want to say, well, Ray, I'll bring down tuna fish next week, or have some friends that want to have tuna fish, or whatever it is that you. But there's a spot for you, Nicole. There always is.
Good. Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay.
I do appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for calling. Morning, Steve. You're on the Impact program on KLOS.
Hi, Ray.
Ray, this is Ray.
Okay, Ray, this is Steve. You know Harry Master George.
You're right, I do.
This is his nephew.
Hey, Steve, how you doing?
I'm doing real good, man. It's so good to hear you.
Hey, it's good to hear you, man.
Listen, do I have time to tell like a 3-minute story?
Well,
Sure.
no. Do you? Does he? Sure. Oh, okay.
All right, great. Listen.
But make it a short 3 minutes. Okay, Steve? I take that liberty because I know. Go ahead, Steve.
I've got 6 years sober.
Good.
I just turned 6, man, and I haven't really been giving it back like I should. I got some money about like 2 weeks ago, just before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm driving down the street, man. I see this guy. He's got his shopping cart, and I just know that's all he's got in the world. And I thought about it, and I had $400 cash in my pocket, man, and I wanted to go up and give the guy $100, and I didn't. I ended up feeling guilty for it, man. I mean, I just, I got this going for me. Second one is I see a lady panhandling, man, and I wanted to go up and give her money. I didn't. And I'm thinking number 3 is the charm. I got to do something here. And this is number 3 right here, and you're on the phone,
That's beautiful.
I got to come down and do this.
Mm-hmm. You got it, Steve.
Yeah, it's like, what a spiritual Christmas for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's amazing what a small world it is, too, that you're listening, and I'm here.
It is. I couldn't believe it, because 2 years ago, or a year ago, I guess, I heard you talking about going down there and doing this. I wasn't sure if you were going to do it, and then all of a sudden I didn't really hear from you, and I've kind of dropped away from the meetings. I'm not going as much as I used to go.
Mm-hmm.
But this is definitely an opportunity to get back what I've gotten.
Beautiful, Steve.
And I was, my prayers are with you, man. I will definitely be down there.
I love you.
And I want to put the word out, man. There's a lot of people listening to this program.
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful, Steve.
do this. I mean, it's like I'm thinking about it. A loaf of bread and a peanut butter and jelly jar. What does that cost me? Nothing.
Yeah, creamy peanut butter. Creamy peanut butter, because a lot of people don't have teeth on it. Make sure it's creamy. That's another thing. Cream peanut butter and jelly. Yeah.
Got it, man. Maybe Domino's pizza too. I don't know.
Nice talking to you, Steve. Appreciate the phone call.
Thank you very much.
Call me, Steve.
This number that you gave, right?
Yeah, the frontline number, yeah.
I will definitely call you tomorrow.
And I love you.
Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Something I want to impress on the listeners, great phone call. And part of, here it is. It's the day after Christmas. And to me, I get a little cynical and a little angry this time of year because, the people that give for this, I think it's, God, I don't want to start talking too much, but I think guilt enters into it to a certain degree. It's like, well, I got to do my part. Why isn't Christmas 365 days a year? Why? It's like, I just want to impress on my listeners that this show, ironically enough, happened the day after Christmas, but I'm not doing this because it's Christmas. I'm doing this because it's life and it's really happening out there. And if you write the phone number down and come March, it takes you 3 months to decide whether you want to call Ray in March. It's not a Christmas thing. So I feel better. Thanks, guys. Thanks for putting up with me there. Morning, Carol. You're on the Impact program with my guests, Ray and Tex.
Hi, yeah. I wanted to say hi to Ray and Tex.
Hello,
I know
Carol.
You, Ray.
Hello, Carol. We hear you, Carol.
I wanted to, should I tell the story, Ray?
What? You tell any story you want, baby.
About the first time we went down on Tuesday?
Go ahead.
Okay. Ray and I went down on Tuesday about a year ago, and we had about 40 sandwiches, and they were bologna sandwiches, too. And I was really nervous, and they all lined up on the street, and they were all so, it was such an experience, and I was so scared. And Ray went down to the end of the line, and I stood up at the truck, just scared out of my mind. And they were trying to con me out of the sandwiches, and they go, "Come on, just give us the sandwich." And there was a lady standing way back in the line, and she goes, "Honey, she ain't going to do nothing till her daddy comes back." But it was the most incredible experience of my whole entire life. And I can't believe that you guys are taking down that many sandwiches now.
Yeah.
It just blows my mind. And I loved seeing you a couple weeks ago, Ray.
And I love seeing you, baby.
And I miss you, Tex.
Hey. Miss you too, Carol.
And I just wanted to say that I love you very much.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so weird because I'm a switchboarder at the radio station, so I knew you guys were going to be on tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And what you're doing is a beautiful thing, and I think it's really cool that the DJ's going down there now too.
I'm the DJ, huh? I've been called a lot of things in my career.
But anybody out there's listening, it's really a worthwhile thing, and I can't make it this Tuesday, but I'm going to be able to make it now on Tuesday, so I'll see you down at the church, Ray.
Okay, baby.
I love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, and let's see, we've got Linda. A lot of ladies tonight. I'm glad to see that. Morning, Linda. You're on the Impact program.
Frank, how are you?
Fine, thanks.
Oh, Ray and Tex, I am just so excited. My heart's pounding out of my chest. I want to tell you, first of all, I love you guys for what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. Feeding hungry people is the most important thing in the world right now for everybody concerned.
Mm-hmm.
And Frank, you're so right about it being everybody's job. It is. I've been there and I've been hungry. I was stuck in the middle of Hollywood for a few months with no place to live and no food or nothing. So I know what it means to have somebody there doing this. So I just want you guys to know I love what you're doing now and I appreciate it. And I want to know what I can do now to help you. I promise you donations. I'm going to send you money. And I have access to bread that is readily available. I want to send you as much of that as I can. I'll get all of that later, but I just want to tell you how much I appreciate this.
Thank you very much. Thank you so very much.
Oh, keep it up.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And there's that the telephone number, Carol, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have it written down.
Yeah,
I'll be
and
calling you tomorrow to get all the specifics because I'm going to be sending you everything I can get a hold of.
Thank you.
And I promise that to you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
And the people downtown, thank you.
Oh,
really.
I've been praying for somebody to do something like this there and all over the world.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work and God bless you.
Thank you, Carol. I love you too.
Thank you. Let's take a couple more, and then we'll wrap it up and give the phone number out again. And as always, any information that we have on Impact, if you're driving in your car and you can't get it down, the switchboard has it, and as is true as all my past guests are. So make a note of that. And on that note, let's talk to Danny. Good morning, Danny. You're on the Impact program on KLOS.
Hey, how you doing, Frank?
Good.
Raymond.
This is he.
This is Danny.
Hello, Danny.
How you doing?
Last night it was raining, Danny.
I know.
Right on the air, you should have picked up that bread.
I know it. I'm going to pay for it for the rest
Oh,
of the year.
man, you're going to get it from me.
I'm telling you. I just want to say, that what Ray was talking about, about the feeling that we had the first time we went down there. It's something that you really can't describe. It was just amazing to me, just that feeling, the exhilaration that we had even after it was over. And I remember before we ever went down there that Ray and I had spent a Saturday night just driving the streets of Skid Row and looking for the spot where we were gonna attempt to do this, and that spot just jumped out, and it's and the rest is history. But I remember Tex and all my friends down there, and the amount of love they give back. It is just incredible. The people coming together. All the different the lives and the stories and the troubles and the joys, and we all share them now. We're just friends, and we're just trying to help each other out. And in my wildest dreams, I could have never ever thought that this is something that I'd be involved in. But I love all the phone calls, and I just think this is beautiful, and I love you guys.
Remember, Danny, action. I love you.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Danny.
Bye-bye. Let's see, who else?
I love you, Danny. I get back at you on the air here.
A little story you want to tell about Danny, maybe?
No, I knew just the whole thing is based upon action. But last night it was pouring rain, and then we went down yesterday, and I'm out there last night picking up 150 loaves of bread, and it's pouring rain. And Danny usually picks up on Saturday night, or starting to pick up on Saturday night, and I questioned myself, what am I doing in the pouring rain? I just started at 4 in the morning, and I just hoped that he was very busy last night. I don't want to find out he was doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing. That's all, Danny, but I'll find out, Pally.
You guys mind taking maybe 2 more calls?
Take as much as you want. It's fine. Anything you want to do.
All right.
It's, anything. Anything you want to do.
All right.
Take 1,000 if you want.
It'd be nice if we had 1,000. Good morning, Patrick. You're on the Impact program.
Hi, how you doing? My question, well, actually, let me tell you a little story first. When I was 12, I started using drugs and drinking excessively, and I ran away from home when I was 15. And I went out on the streets and was going to, the Salvation Armies and places like that for free hand-me-outs. But while I was doing that, I was taking all of the money that I could scrape together and using drugs and drinking. And people had been telling me, up until the time I was 18, that I needed to, get into a program like Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous or something like that. And they were more than willing to bend over backwards to help me. Now, eventually, these people got to the point where they saved my life by turning their back on me, because I began to take advantage of the situation and was using them instead of facing my problems. And when I was 18, I was arrested and put in jail for almost a year. And I got out, and I'm now just a little bit more than a year sober. My real question is, the people that told me to leave and go elsewhere, they helped me out more than anybody else in my life, and I never did understand how you could recognize when you need to draw that line. I mean, helping somebody is great, because I wouldn't be here today if I hadn't had the help. But when do you say that's enough? And how do you do that?
When do I say it's enough? Just give me that question one more time, please.
See if you can say it in a different way, Patrick.
Okay, how do you recognize
If you're a drug addict user?
No, how do you when you're trying to help someone? I'm listening to the radio and talking at the same time. It's not working.
Jump in, Tex.
I can't understand what you're saying. You know, I think that's all based upon an individual himself. That there's lines you have to draw, but on this wide scale that Ray is doing, there's no limit. You know, and you really can't draw a line because he's doing something, and he's doing something for the mankind of the people, and doing something for himself. Maybe by him doing that, just helping him to stay sober. You know, like he's been sober now. I think Ray told me for 19 years, 9 months, and some days. And maybe this is this thing that keeps him sober. So I really can't see a draw line on it.
You got that?
Yeah, that helps out a lot. It's just I never could understand. I mean, my personality tells me that if I can take advantage of a situation, I will. And I don't know. I really think that what you're doing is fantastic.
We're just helping people out. This is what we're doing. And the other part about drugs and alcohol, that's you'll have to. Yeah, I can't answer those questions really. Basically, I can't answer them. Yeah. So I don't know quite. I think Tex gave me the best.
I think so too. We all have our own roads to travel. It's our own lives.
Right.
It's all up to us.
All right, I think what you're doing is fantastic.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Thank you.
Appreciate the call, Patrick.
Yeah.
Frank, before we close, there's one thing I do want to say. But I'll wait until the end. But I don't want to be cut off until you let me know.
No, I'll give you plenty of notice here.
Okay.
I want to take one more phone call. And it's John. Hi, John. You're on the Impact program.
Howdy. I'm working at a station out here in Simi Valley, and so I'm sort of looking out for customers. But I'll just lay this on the line. I know this doesn't, it really the way you work. It really tugs at my heart. I want to do something. And maybe I will get my guts up to do something. But something that chugged at my mind also was that you have, I don't know, this seemed like, from listening to the conversations before, seemed pretty local conversations going on. But I was just wondering about, has anybody ever approached you from, say, local government or something who have, or maybe have some power in the range of maybe the farmers, the farmers' plight, how the government is always paying all this money for millions of pounds of grain and having all this grain on the market and having nothing to do with it. I was just thinking, well, they're afraid to dump it on the market because the price will go way down and farmers go out of business, right? So I was thinking, well, why don't you just give it to people like yourself, and you give it to them, and it's like gone in a month, right?
Grain, whole grain.
Oh, whatever they have, I don't know.
Well, most of the people that I serve to don't even have any cooking facilities, let alone that's the problem. They don't have a means to cook.
I think maybe the analogy he's trying to draw, or the question is, has anybody from the city or the government ever heard about you and contacted you and said, maybe we can set up a deal or something?
What was I'm sorry, I didn't get your
John,
name.
is that what you were asking, John?
Yeah, that, and also it's like, the Reagan administration, they've forgotten about the homeless or someone else, right?
Okay, John. And I just cut in here a minute. As I stated earlier on in the program, I believe with everything in me that this is being directed by something a little bit greater than myself. So on any level, in any form, from this program, what Frank had mentioned before, we hope anything that comes by now, anything, is what it was supposed to be. I believe that. I don't know what, only because it's impossible to say I'm going to set out to serve 40,000 sandwiches and then come in a year later and say it's been done. I don't know how it was done. See, I can't answer those questions. All I know is that tomorrow I'm going to serve some more sandwiches, and I just got to keep serving until I'm not supposed to serve food anymore. That's all. So when the local government or the state government or any other government wants to talk about how to wipe out hunger in the Skid Row area, I can sit down and talk with them. I can bring people in like Tex and say, yeah, we can do it. We can do it. We can have a building downtown that serves sandwiches 8 hours a day. They can't sell the sandwiches because everybody on the street knows they're for free, so they can't be sold. And we can wipe out the hunger in that only specifically in this area. So when the government and people like that get a hold of things like that, I'm more than happy to converse with them. But the formula, the simple format of this whole thing is structured on this simple format. I don't have to come in the back door or the side door or any door because the record is that 40,000 people have been served on Skid Row. That's the record. That's not hearsay. It's not. I'm not saying, well, I think we can do it. It's done. All I can say is that now we can continue to do it. This has been done. It's been nickel and dimed and scratched and you know, the labor of loves from so many people. It's all contributed, and that's what I want to talk about after, is about this labor of love with one person.
All right.
Yeah, I can understand that. I was just thinking about, those talked about the mission that they're given all this money, and they're given all these things, and then they turn around and sell it, and then what do they do with it? They don't do anything with it.
Yeah. Well, I think I don't want to open up a whole nother can of beans, but the element of love is the most important thing we're talking about tonight, and we didn't even get around to the missions, and maybe it's best we didn't get around to the missions. Who knows? But we're going to leave it at that, John, and our producer Jeff says take one more call, so we're going to take one more, and we appreciate your effort this morning.
All right, thank you.
Sure. We have another John. Morning, John. You're on Impact on KLOS.
Good morning, Frank.
Howdy.
I'd just like to say to Ray and Tex that it's a very loving thing that they're doing, and many times the true teachers don't take the name of teacher. I think a lot of what was said earlier just about thought in itself, the loving thought, is something that we all need to look at. I know in my own personal experience, the last decade or so, Christmas time has always been kind of a downer, and I didn't really understand why until I recognized the fact that Christmas is gauged so commercially, and so much for the individual. What am I going to get, as opposed to what can I give? And I think it's just very beautiful that these people go out and extend themselves into the public. That's where we all could be in a matter of days. No one is immune to being homeless.
What else can we say here? Do you have a question at all, John?
Well, I just I'm curious as to what an individual can do. I'm at a point where I don't have any monetary support that I can give, but I think it's all up to us individually.
I think you're talking about you, John, aren't you? When you say us, I get a real strong sense that it's like you're talking to yourself out loud here, and I think you're talking about you. Even if it means, as Ray said, just thinking about it. I mean, it's not a matter. We're all compelled to do what we're compelled to do at whatever level, and if it means just thinking about this program, and the next time you read about Skid Row in the paper, you might think about it differently just from the program tonight, and that's what it's about.
Definitely so.
So if you're struggling on what you can do, just struggle with it and think about it, and sooner or later you'll come up with something. And again, if that just means thinking about it more and more, that's your answer. All right?
Definitely perceptive.
So I've heard. Appreciate your call, John.
God bless.
Take care. Bye-bye. All right. Well, we ran over, but I really don't care, and I hope you guys don't care. I'm going to give you all the time you want, Ray. Ray's got something he wants to say, Tex. Should we let him do it?
Yeah. No, go ahead, Frank. I didn't mean to cut you off. But
No, I'm just having a little fun now. Go for it.
Well, I saved this really for now because this is a very a special thing that I do want to share, and I want to share it. I want to share it with the people that have heard this show, and I want to share it with. I want to share it. There is a man that has on this past year that has helped me both spiritually. We've talked on numerous occasions. He has been downtown with me probably almost every day except the first day. Missed a few times in between. I have met him for coffee. We have talked about the faces, the people, the love, the caring, the whole process that has been going on. He has stuck by me all the way, and he never complained. He worked on the line downtown, giving out tickets when things were pretty hectic. Yeah, you know who I'm getting at.
Right.
And and never complained. He has withstood the weathers, the storms, and has always been just very strong and very very beautiful. And this young man, is my son, and his name is Raymond, and they call him Raymond Jr. downtown. And I just personally at this time, and over whoever is listening, I want to thank this young man for helping his father, in many ways. I would probably say a lot of times when I couldn't have made it, I would confide in him and saying, Raymond, I'm really really tired, or I'm really this, or I'm really that. And he'd call me up. He comes down from Santa Barbara every week, and has been making it every week down. And he's got a contingency up in Santa Barbara that brings down tons of clothes and tuna fish and food down there. And this is what he's done. And but as an example for me, he is an example. And he's an example of love, and he's an example of caring. And Raymond, I love you, and I'm proud to be your father. And thanks. That's all I want to say.
How about you, Tex?
Yeah, I just like to just mention to Ray and all of the people that's connected with him, just keep doing what you're doing, man. He's helping a lot of people, and a lot of people appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you coming down to also tonight, Tex.
Thank you.
And I hope maybe I don't know who's to say. Maybe we'll all be doing this a year from now. maybe, who knows? I'm speechless. I think that's it.
And Frank, thank you. And thank you for your love, your kindness, and your understanding. And you don't got to be scared downtown no more.
All right. Well, that's it for the Impact program. I hope you enjoyed it. And we've got Talking Transition next. And that guy Ray was talking about, Ray Jr., said play some Bob Dylan. So I'm going to play some Dylan on the way out here and see you on the other side. This is KLOS.